Hello and a warm welcome to TBC News. Our top stories. Manufacturing attracts most as TIC excels.
Have created programs that help Tanzanian investor access incentives that are provided by the government.
TRA collects trillions, surpasses quarterly target.
We have more investments coming where these are increasing our tax bases.
Good evening, I am Faida Ngaga. You can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online. Also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook and X pages at TBC Online. The Executive Director of Tanzania Investment Center, TIC, Gilead Terry, says the new Investment Act introduced in 2022 has created more conducive environment that successfully continues to attract more local and foreign investors. Speaking to TBC News in Dar es Salaam, Terry adds that the year 2024 has recorded the highest number of new investments, making Tanzania one of the most favorable investment destinations in Africa.
So we have run a much more efficient institution. Our team is highly competent and motivated, but we have also responded quite well with the new Investment Act that Her Excellency and her administration introduced in 2022. So the Tanzania Investment Act of 2022 has really created a favorable and one of the most robust investment climate on the continent. And this has really made Tanzania a country that every investor would like to go to. But secondly, we have also pioneered a mega support to domestic investors here in Tanzania. We have created programs that help Tanzanian investor access incentives that are provided by the government and also have a bit easy in terms of starting their own investment. And the two put together, foreign investors and the vibrancy of domestic investors and the improvement in investment climate and the business environment, it is what has delivered really the growth that we have seen this year. So if you compare it to every other year, it has been the best in terms of investment. Nothing really short of remarkable, and it is something that Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan has done for our country, and we're extremely proud for that kind of achievement.
Furthermore, Terry mentions manufacturing as the leading sector that has attracted most the local and foreign investors, followed by other key sectors.
In terms of investments, our sectors are quite diverse. So we get investors in pretty much every sector. But the five major sectors that have attracted, have led for the year 2024, the first one is manufacturing. By far, manufacturing is the biggest attractor of investment in our country. For the year 2024 alone, we have registered over 407 manufacturing projects in Tanzania. What that means is the year has 365 days, while we have registered over 400 factories. It means in the year 2024, Tanzania was able to attract at least one factory every day for the whole year, which is a very massive achievement of Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. The second sector is transit trade, and this is transportation coupled with warehousing. And because of the Port of Dar es Salaam and the efficiencies that have been brought there by the new investor DP World, we have seen quite a significant growth, not only in transportation, but also storage and warehouses. The third sector that has done really well is commercial real estate. And here it's about housing as well as commercial building.
The government of Tanzania has simplified investment regulations so as to attract more investors from around the world, and TIC has been the one-stop primary government agency responsible for all investment matters. Still in the economic sector, Commissioner General of the Tanzania Revenue Authority, TRA, Yusuf Mwenda, says in the second quarter of the 2024-2025 fiscal year, his authority has collected 16.528 trillion shillings, equivalent to an efficiency of 104% compared to 13.197 trillion shillings collected in the same period in the 2023-2024 financial year. Rehema Sababili reports.
Speaking in Dar es Salaam, TRA Commissioner General Yusuf Mwenda stated that the rise was a result of the expansion of economic activity, taxpayers' willingness to pay tax, and the improvement of the relationship between the authority and taxpayers. He made it apparent that the mining industry, finance and customs were the main contributors to the collections. He further added that the authority has collected an average of 3.587 trillion shillings for the month of December alone, as opposed to the prior targets of collecting an average of 3.465 trillion shillings.
We are in the right track that we have more investments coming where these are increasing our tax bases, but also the existing economic activities are able to do their operations efficiently, and that's why they're able to pay tax. We have noted here among the sectors which have contributed significantly include the financial institutions. When the financial institutions work properly, that means individuals, households, and corporate bodies are using the financial institutions to access loans and do their economic activities.
According to Mwenda, the authority will introduce and enhance the custom integrated system this January TANSES and integrated domestic revenue administration IDRAS, which will help TRA obtain accurate business information to help make fair tax estimates, which will help lower tax complaints.
We're going to launch on 20th this January the new TANSES and the IDRAS. These are going to improve efficiency. These are going to reduce human interventions. So in essence, they're going to improve operations that we have, but they're going to emphasize on fairness, and ultimately will collect more taxes.
The authority has been surpassing the monthly income collection goals for the past 6 months. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Rahima Sababili, TBC News.
Still in Dar es Salaam, Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has led various government leaders, relatives and friends to pay last respect to the former Attorney General, Judge Frederick Kwerema, urging them to honor his legacy by emulating what he did during his lifetime. It's a story by Henry Mabumo, read to you by Antonia Kivaria.
The late Judge Frederick Kwerema has died at 69, and his life was filled with patriotism and passion for his country and his career, making him an exemplary leader, serving in various key positions in Tanzania. Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa is here, and he urges the government leaders to continue where he has left off in the legal industry.
His death reminds us of many good deeds he has left behind, and we should honor him especially for his service.
On the other hand, the former president, Jakaya Kikwete, says the late Judge Frederick Kwerema was passionate with his profession and the country, while the retired Prime Minister and Judge, Joseph Warioba, says Kwerema was a man of integrity and standards.
He was intelligent. He believed in justice. He was a good judge who did a lot for our nation.
Judge Kwerema was a man who, if he believed in something, then he acts on it.
Speaking on the performance of the late Judge Frederick Kwerema, the Chief Justice, Professor Ibrahim Juma, says he was a charismatic and decisive leader from an early age.
Kwerema's presence was always noticed. He had the ability to defend the law and defend the Constitution.
The Attorney General of Tanzania, Hamza Johari, says his office will continue to honor Judge Frederick Kwerema's legacy to ensure the government fulfills its responsibilities.
The foundations and systems of law that he left are still there. We should honor him and develop all that for the nation's interest.
His body is expected to be transported from Dar es Salaam to Mwanza before proceeding to Mara region for burial.
Now let's head over to the Arusha region, whereby traders from the East African Community EAC praise the EAC's common market concept that aims to create a single economic space for the partner states by eliminating barriers to trade between partner states, promoting the free movement of goods, services, people and capital. Nasser Kingu met with some of the traders in Arusha and has prepared the following report.
One of the primary advantages of East African integration is the promotion of economic growth and increased trade. Here in Arusha, I meet traders to find out whether this is real.
For now, I think there is a lot of change. I am speaking this as a trader, especially the cross borders. This time at the borders, people are not so strict.
As far as I'm concerned, there is easier movement of goods across the borders.
Okay.
That is one key thing I've noticed. There is integration of business, like we can share easily our businesses, we can know how to go through different countries easily.
What support do they think they need from the respective governments and the East African community itself?
Agriculture. You know, we have the best soils, we have the best fruits. So why don't we as East Africa help one another? We make our juice. They want, why will Europe want a pineapple of 1 kilo? Yet for us in East Africa, we can have pineapple of 5 kilos.
I think this sector needs a lot of support. There's a lot missing in this. There's a big gap because I should say I'm self-taught. I got on my phone and tried to do a few things, but the sector needs a lot of support. There's little support regarding our visibility on media.
EAC partner states are in the implementation process of the protocol on the establishment of the East African Community Monetary Union. How does the issue of common currency affect the traders?
Recently, one of my colleagues moved to Ethiopia to display something like this, made some few sales, and that is something like last year. But the exchange, getting the dollar was very difficult. Can we get a central monetary system?
But the problem we have is now the currency. I would suggest that as now, as East Africa, let there be equitability, and we have one currency. Why will I have to carry a sack full of money? Sudanese money. You see, the money has low value. A thick money like this is 10,000 shillings.
EAC as one, East African Community's goal of creating a political federation that will unite the region's partner states into a single political entity seem very much possible, as it marks over 25 years since its revival.
So this is how we are united. I'm Tanzanian and I'm buying a Ugandan product. And the sale of the product is here in Tanzania. How much do you love that?
Nasser Kingu, TBC News.
Thank you very much, Nasser Kingu from Arusha. Residents of Isaka in Kahama District, Shinyanga region say the completion of the standard gauge railway to Mwanza region will stimulate manifold development activities in the area. Speaking to TBC News, the residents insist that they are prepared to leverage the modern railway network and boost economic and social activities once the construction is completed. Here's a report by Grayson Kakuru, read to you by Gania Jumbe.
The Isaka area, located in the Kahama district, Shinyanga region, for many years it has been popular with the diversity of economic activities and the presence of Isaka Dry Port and the Cargo Transportation Center makes the area crucial in the transportation system of goods to even the neighboring countries of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda and Burundi. The 341 kilometers Isaka to Mwanza SGR construction gives optimism to the residents of the area, and they are ready to capitalize on what the project can offer.
As the residents of Isaka, we are well prepared for the arrival of the standard gauge railway. It will greatly help us to run different activities. For instance, if I need to go get goods from Mwanza or Dar es Salaam, transport will be made so much easier. Many residents have already started preparing by building rental houses and lodges. That's why we're here. Others have ongoing businesses because there will be a large influx of people.
The completion of the project will also open new opportunities for the other East African countries.
People from Rwanda or Burundi will be stopping here. According to the government's plan, Isaka will become a hub for these neighboring countries. This is an opportunity for the communities here to ensure they upgrade their old guest houses and increase their business investment.
Right now, the government continues to implement the SGR completion plan to ensure that there is reliable railway transport from Isaka.
To achieve fully operational transportation, we must ensure all routes for both passengers and cargo are functional.
And in the aviation sector, Air Tanzania says the cargo plane, which has capacity of carrying almost 54 metric tons of goods, which was received last year, has been a game changer in the cargo transportation sector in Tanzania. Speaking to TBC News, the ATCL ground service manager, Edward Nkwabi, insists that ATCL has expanded its cargo transport service inside and outside the country, especially perishable goods.
At the moment, we have been operating this aircraft to various destinations. These include Nairobi, Dubai, Sharjah, Zanzibar, Kilimanjaro, and Dar es Salaam. And we have been uplifting out of Tanzania perishable goods like live fish, and we have the fruits and vegetables, minerals, and so forth, as well as from abroad, inbound, we have been bringing in products like motor vehicles. We have been bringing in pharmaceutical products and including e-commerce products.
ATCL ground service manager also says ATCL has played a key role in organizing various business forums locally and internationally.
That we organize business forums, whereby by this business forum it has been a big advantage and a platform for traders and Tanzanian business community moving around. We started with Mumbai, whereby we organized a business forum in Mumbai, and we did it again in Dubai. Apart from that, we are organizing another big forum in China.
Tanzania received first cargo aircraft last year in June, and now exporters and importers of perishable goods find it easier and more convenient to transport their products as the aviation industry's capacity of handling such cargo grows. Now, before we wind up local news, let's have a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Do not miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. Now let's have a look at international news as compiled and read to you by Nyambona Masamba.
International news starts in Africa. Fishermen from Tunisia have helped rescue about 15 migrants and asylum seekers after their boat capsized in the coast of Libya. Migrants Rescue Watch says this vessel left from the village of Kanash in Libya. It overturned near the island of Jarba due to heavy clouding and poor weather. The group says most people on board were from Bangladesh and Syria. 16 bodies have been recovered. To America, the death toll in truck running attack in America's city of New Orleans is risen to 15 and dozens more were injured. Authorities confirmed the men intentionally drove in the pedestrians area on early hours of New Year's Day. The city chief police says officers fired at the man after he started shooting in their direction. Law enforcement officials say they didn't believe he acted alone. The Federal Bureau of Investigation has identified 42-year-old son Saud bin Jabal as the man authorities say he was held in carnage. From Cape David, U.S. President Joe Biden, who spent a day getting updates, condemned the attack. He said the killer was an American citizen born in Texas. He served an American army and acted an army duty for many years. He also served in the Army Reserve until a few years. From the U.S. to Latin America, President of Honduras is threatening to shut American military bases in the country if the U.S. President-elect Donald Trump deports Honduran migrants. Xiomara Castro is called for dialogue with incoming U.S. administration. Trump has repeatedly threatened to carry out a mass explosions when he take off this month. Honduras, along with Guatemala, El Salvador, have the largest number of undocumented citizens living in the U.S. To Europe, gunmen who killed at least 12 people, including 2 children, in Montenegro on Wednesday night has died. The 45-year-old shot himself on the head after being surrounded by police near his home in the town of Katinje. He died from his injuries on the way to hospital. There's 3-day mourning in Montenegro following the tragedy in Satinje. The suspect of multiple murders, Asar Machnovic, committed suicide after a search of 14 hours. Police still investigating what was the motive of the crime and said Mitrovic shot and killed 4 people after an argument in a local bar, which he fled and killed other 4 victims, including 2 children and members of his own family in several other locations. And 4 boys taken by Ecuadorian soldiers and murdered last month has been laid to rest. Boys disappeared on December the 8th, triggered nationwide protest. Their charred bodies were found near a military base last week. The boys were aged between 11 and 15. 2 of them had been outside playing football when they went missing, and the judge has ordered the detention of 16 military members and investigation continue.
That was international news. Sports news up next. Now, in sports news, Tanzania Premier League Board, TPLB Chief Executive Almasi Kasongo says they are working with other authorities to finalize investigations to check if players, instructors, coaches and football administrators are involved in betting indirectly. Kasongo told TBC News in Dar es Salaam that there has been grievances that football stakeholders are involved in betting indirectly and hence affecting results in the league, and the results of the investigations will help to crack down such action in football.
The key is figuring out how to gather evidence for this initiative to address them directly. I think that is where the solution lies. I'm confident that we are close considering work we have done and strategies we have already implemented, though I can't go into the details about them.
Tanzania Premier League Board says they are committed to preserve the beauty of the game and has set forward rules on betting in football to help protect the integrity and future of football. These rules apply to everyone involved in football, from the players and managers to the match officials and club staff. That was sports news, and now let's have a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours.
Hello, dear viewers. Good evening and Happy New Year. I'm Desideri Moses from Tanzania Meteorological Authority, and this is 24 hours weather forecast starting from 9 p.m. tonight. From the windy analysis, the wind is expected to flow at a speed of 30 kilometers per hour over Lake Victoria. Over Lake Tanganyika and Lake Nyasa, the wind is expected to flow at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour. In the state of the lake is expected to be slightly to moderate. Over the entire coastal strip of the Indian Ocean, the wind is expected to flow at a speed of 30 kilometers per hour, and the state of the ocean is expected to be moderate. Tonight, dear viewers, particular condition thunder showers over a few areas is expected over Kigoma region together with Katavi regions. This weather is also expected to be featured over the entire southwestern highlands regions as well as over Ruvuma region together with the southern part of Morogoro region. Over Lindi and Mtwara regions, light rain showers is expected over these areas, and the remaining part of our country is expected to be mainly dry. Tomorrow it is our expectation that cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas and sun intervals is expected over the entire southwestern highland regions as well as over Ruvuma regions together with the southern part of Morogoro regions. Due to this weather, Tanzania Meteorological Authority has issued an advisory of short periods of heavy rains over these areas. Residents who are coming from this part of our country are expected to take all necessary precautions. Kigoma, Tabora, and Katavi regions are expected to feature thunder showers over a few areas and sun intervals. Kagera, Geita, Mwanza, and Shinyanga regions are also expected to feature the same weather of thunder showers over a few areas and sun intervals. Over the entire coastal regions of the Indian Ocean, together with northern part of Morogoro, rain showers is expected to be featured over these areas. Dodoma and Singida regions are expected to feature light rain showers. In the remaining part of our country is expected to be mainly dry. Now let us have a look at the weather forecast for the next 4 days for some regions in our country. Sun periods and light rain are expected over Dar es Salaam, while over Dodoma regions, mainly dry conditions are expected to persist in the next 4 days, while over Mbeya regions, thunder showers are expected to persist in the next 4 days, while dry conditions over Mwanza regions are expected in the next 4 days, as well as over Kilimanjaro region, while over now Morogoro region, sun periods together with light rain are expected in the next 4 days, with the dry conditions over Arusha in the next coming 4 days. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, until next time, good night.
And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Do not miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. I am Faida Ngaga. Good night.
Unaangalia TBC1, ukweli na uhakika.